Today's video is about a transformation of a mid-century side table with a little glam added.
Some people say money gets you everything, but it don't make me happy.
To start out, I gave this piece a good vacuuming to remove dust and cobwebs. Then I removed the drawer pulls from the front.
You couldn't put a price on that, 'cause I got
I cleaned this piece with a mixture of OxyClean and water just because that's what I had on hand.
I got love, love. I got love.
Now what you may notice about this table is that it has no top. The top had been a peach-colored granite slab, and I donated that. I had to get really clever with constructing a top for this piece. I didn't want to just put rustic wood on the top, and you'll see what I finally came up with.
Surely makes the world go round, 'cause I got something real.
I'm using Mud Paint brand mineral paint in the shade Just Black. You can buy this paint online at mudpaint.com.
I got love.
Even though you can see brush strokes in this paint when it's wet, you'll see later that when it's dry, it's really smooth.
I got love.
And now that the paint is dry, what I'm doing here is wet distressing with a wet cloth. Sometimes you just got to get outside and get dirty, so painting clothes are the way to go. What I decided on for the top of this table is an old table leaf that I had from a dining table that was damaged. I will need to cut off the end pieces on each side and use the middle portions for the top of the table. I will use the end pieces later in another project to make a shelf. The supports that I'm making next will help me attach the top to the cabinet. I applied wood glue and a clamp and left the pieces overnight to dry. I also attached the support pieces, applied wood glue, secured them with my nail gun, and left those to dry. The next step is applying clear wax, and I'm using the same brand of mud paint wax as I did for the paint. This wax has a slight odor to it because it's an oil-based product, but I like working with this and it bonds really easily with the chalk paint. While the wax was drying, I took the opportunity to cut trim pieces and miter the edges to go around the top of the piece. I used wood glue and my nail gun to secure the pieces to the side, and then filled the gaps with paper clay because it's a lot easier to use than wood filler. And you know, I considered using the top the way it was and just staining the trim pieces to match, but I just wasn't confident that I could get a similar result on the edge pieces as there was on the top. And besides, I had an idea of what I wanted to do with a little bit of gold paint and a stencil. See if you think I made the right choice. Some of you may think I should have left it stained. Some of you may like the gold stenciling better. It took me a lot of time and a lot of measuring to get these lines right so that the stencils were on a diagonal. Okay, don't judge just yet. Wait and see what I do. Okay, so here's the results of the stenciling. It looks really flat, but what I'll do next will give it some dimension and character. I covered the stenciling and all of the top with dark mud paint wax. So here's how it turned out. A little bit of glam.
I got love, love. I got love. Some people say money gets you everything.
If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you'd like to see more videos like this one, please subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.